Imagine waking up to find that all the ice on Earth has melted overnight. Oceans rise dramatically. This scenario affects everyone and everything. Flooding occurs in coastal cities around the globe. Homes, businesses, and streets are now submerged under rising seas. Wildlife struggles to adapt as their habitats are destroyed. Penguins and polar bears are shown confused in tropical conditions. Freshwater supplies dwindle as glaciers vanish. Major cities face critical shortages of drinking water. Large-scale evacuations occur as people flee from rising waters. Families gather their belongings and board buses. Economies falter as industries dependent on ice, like fishing and tourism, face collapse. Workers look defeated. Transport systems are disrupted. Ships cannot navigate through flooded ports, causing delays in supplies and goods. Communities bond over shared hardship during this urgent crisis. Neighbors help each other with rescue efforts. Scientists scramble to understand the phenomenon. They gather data and discuss potential solutions in a laboratory. Global reactions pour in as leaders call emergency meetings to address overwhelming issues. Television screens display alarming footage. The wildlife imbalance leads to conflicts between species for territory and survival. Animals are seen vying for new habitats. The melting ice impacts climate patterns dramatically. Extreme weather events increase, changing seasons unpredictably. Amid the chaos, communities begin to innovate, searching for sustainable tools and resources to adapt to the new normal. It's a harsh lesson on resilience and adaptability. Every challenge carries the seed of innovation and community strength. Imagine waking up to a world where all the ice has vanished overnight. How does this colossal change reshape our planet and lives? The first visible change would be rising sea levels, swallowing coastlines and drastically altering communities worldwide. Suddenly, places we know are underwater. Freshwater sources could also be compromised as saltwater infiltrates rivers and lakes, leading to immediate water shortages in many regions. Extreme weather patterns would emerge as the Earth's balance shifts. We might see hurricanes and storms becoming more intense and frequent. With ice melted, wildlife habitats would be disrupted. Polar bears, penguins, and other species face immediate threats as their homes disappear. Humanity would also grapple with displacement, as entire populations are forced to evacuate flood-prone areas, seeking refuge elsewhere. Infrastructure would face immense strain. Roads, bridges, and buildings may collapse under the weight of floodwaters, leading to crises in urban areas. Agricultural losses would follow as fields are submerged, ruining crops and creating immediate food shortages across the globe. With infrastructure damaged, emergency services would be overwhelmed, struggling to provide aid to overwhelmed communities in dire need of help. Social dynamics may shift rapidly, with communities coming together and forming support systems to adapt and recover from the overwhelming crisis. The psychological effects of such a sudden change could deeply impact mental health, as people navigate the fear of the unknown and loss. Though these challenges seem overwhelming, humanity's spirit often shines brightest in crisis. Could this lead to innovative solutions for a better future? As humanity adapts to this new normal, discussions about climate action and sustainability may gain momentum, igniting a collective movement towards a greener future. As ice melts overnight, rising sea levels would flood coastal habitats, displacing numerous species that depend on these environments to thrive. Polar bears would face dire challenges as their icy hunting grounds disappear, forcing them into competition with other predators for food. Seals and walruses would struggle as their birthing and resting areas vanish, affecting their population and survival rates. In the Arctic, the melting ice alters the hunting patterns of orcas and other marine mammals, forcing them into new territories. The sea ice loss also endangers algae and phytoplankton, which are crucial food sources at the base of the marine food web. As freshwater rivers and lakes warm, fish species may struggle to adapt, leading to declines in populations vital for local communities. Greenland's ice sheet melt would alter ocean currents, which affects climate patterns across the globe, including storms and temperatures. Tropical ecosystems would also be disrupted, as freshwater influx from melting ice changes salinity levels essential for coral reefs. Terrestrial ecosystems like tundras would shift towards different species as the land warms and ice recedes, altering biodiversity. The profound changes in ecosystems would challenge the survival of species adapted to cold environments, pushing them toward extinction. Many organisms rely on seasonal ice cover for breeding and feeding, and its loss can disrupt entire ecological cycles.
Ecosystem services, such as carbon storage and climate regulation, would decline, amplifying the effects of climate change further. As wildlife faces stress from habitat loss, human communities dependent on these ecosystems would also face difficult choices. As the ice melts overnight, cities along coastlines will experience sudden flooding, forcing residents to evacuate and seek higher ground. In response, urban planners may redesign cities with elevated structures and robust drainage systems to manage future flood risks. Farmers will need to adapt by shifting their crops to withstand higher heat and changing rainfall patterns, leading to new agricultural techniques. Community gardens might flourish as neighborhoods come together to grow food locally, reducing dependence on distant supply chains. Additionally, people will need to rethink their energy sources, potentially leading to a greater emphasis on renewable energy like solar and wind. Increased migration due to loss of habitable land can lead to cultural exchanges, blending unique communities and new customs. The workforce may shift as new jobs are created in climate adaptation fields, such as sustainable engineering and disaster relief. Innovations in technology will accelerate, such as water purification and recycling systems, to make the most of available resources. Traveling will adapt, with new transportation systems evolving for flood-prone areas, such as boats or high-speed trains on elevated tracks. Animals displaced by melting ice could force humans into new forms of coexistence, requiring changes in land use and conservation efforts. People will build resilient communities, focusing on support networks, fostering collaboration and connection in the face of adversity. Finally, our understanding of nature may deepen, prompting more sustainable living practices to ensure a balanced relationship with our planet. As we adapt and innovate, how will our future change? Join us in exploring what lies ahead as we face these unprecedented challenges together.